Зараз вмикаю запис. Все вімкнено, ви можете починати.
Дуже дякую. Шановні колеги, доброго дня. Сьогодні 20 грудня 2023 року, 11:00. Дозвольте розпочати засідання. Відповідно до рішення Вченої ради Сумського національного аграрного університету номер 5 від 17 жовтня 2023 року та наказу ректора номер 573К від 18.10.2023 року, у Сумському національному аграрному університеті утворено спеціалізовану вчену раду для прийняття до розгляду та проведення разового захисту дисертації Чжао Хецзюнь на тему Innovative System for Personal Management in Chinese Vocational Educational Institutions. Інноваційна система управління персоналом у китайських закладах професійної освіти на здобуття ступені доктора філософії у галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Склад спеціалізованої вченої ради. Голова ради Ніфатова Олена Михайлівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри маркетингу та логістики, Сумський національний аграрний університет. Рецензенти: Харченко Тетяна Миколаївна, кандидат економічних наук, доцент кафедри менеджменту імені професора Михайлової, Сумський національний аграрний університет. Присутня. Могильна Людмила Миколаївна, кандидат економічних наук, доцент кафедри менеджменту імені професора Михайлової, Сумський національний аграрний університет. Присутня. Офіційні опоненти: Шаульська Лариса Володимирівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри економіки підприємства, Київський національний університет імені Тараса Шевченка. Присутня. Шкода Тетяна Никодимівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри бізнес-економіки та підприємництва, ДВНЗ, Київський національний економічний університет імені Вадима Гетьмана. Присутня. Посади членів спеціалізованої вченої ради вказані на дату захисту дисертаційної роботи. Прошу зареєструватися, шановні рецензенти та опоненти. Отже, на підставі реєстраційної картки присутні 5 членів спеціалізованої вченої ради із 5 затверджених наказом ректора номер 573К від 18.10.2023 року. Кворум, необхідний для засідання, є, і ми маємо всі офіційні підстави для того, щоб розпочати засідання. Отже, засідання спеціалізованої вченої ради оголошую відкритим. Сьогодні на порядку денному захист дисертації на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії, аспіранта кафедри менеджменту імені професора Михайлової Сумського національного аграрного університету Чжао Хецзюнь на тему Innovative System for Personal Management in Chinese Vocational Educational Institution. Інноваційна система управління персоналом у китайських закладах професійної освіти за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Роботу виконано у Сумському національному аграрному університеті. Науковий керівник, доктор економічних наук, професор Стеєнець Наталія Валерівна. До спеціалізованої вченої ради надійшли такі документи. Заява щодо проведення атестації здобувача. Копія першої сторінки паспорта громадянина Китайської Народної Республіки, копія диплома магістра, витяг з наказу про зарахування до аспірантури, засвідчений у встановленому порядку, академічна довідка про виконання відповідної освітньо-наукової програми, висновок наукового керівника доктора економічних наук професора Стеєнець Наталії Валерівни, висновок про наукову новизну, теоретичне та практичне значення результатів дисертації. Сама дисертація в друкованому та електронному виглядах. Відбитки копій наукових публікацій, зарахованих за темою дисертації, засвідчені у встановленому порядку. Усі документи відповідають встановленим вимогам. Дисертація до захисту подається вперше. Хто за запропонований порядок денний, прошу голосувати. Всі за, проти немає, пропозиція приймається. Дозвольте зачитати біографічні дані аспіранта. Чжао Хецзюнь, 1972 року народження, громадянин Китайської Народної Республіки, освіта вища, закінчив у 2019 році Хеньянський інститут науки і технології, місто Хейнянь, Китайська Народна Республіка, за спеціальністю інформатизація сільського господарства. Аспірантуру закінчив у 2023 році Сумський національний аграрний університет Міністерства освіти і науки України, міста Суми. Дисертацію виконано у Сумському національному аграрному університеті Міністерства освіти і науки України, місто Суми. Тема дисертації затверджена на засіданні вченої ради Сумського національного аграрного університету, протокол номер 6 від 22 грудня 2019 року. Чжао Хецзюнь завершив виконання освітньо-наукової програми у 2023 році. 16 червня 2023 року відбулася публічна презентація дисертаційного дослідження на кафедрі менеджменту імені професора Михайлової за спеціальністю номер 073 «Менеджмент», де дисертацію було рекомендовано до розгляду та захисту у разовій спеціалізованій вченій раді. Основні наукові положення та результати досліджень за темою дисертації опубліковано у 13 наукових працях. З них 5 статей у фахових наукових виданнях України, усі включені до міжнародних наукометричних баз даних. 2 статті опубліковано у наукових періодичних виданнях Організації економічного співробітництва та розвитку країн, які включені до науково-метричної бази даних SCOPUS. 1 розділ монографії, 5 тез в матеріалах наукових конференцій. Наукові публікації відповідають вимогам пунктів 8 та 9 порядку присудження ступеню доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії. Постанова Кабінету міністрів України від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44. Дисертація відповідає вимогам наказу МОН України номер 40 від 12.01.2017 року про затвердження вимог до оформлення дисертації та порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії. Постанова Кабінету міністрів від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44. Чи є питання у членів спеціалізованої вченої ради? Питань немає. Із здобувачем погоджено, що захист дисертації буде проводитись англійською мовою. So, to present the main result for the research, the word is given to graduate Chжао Хецзюнь. Чжао Хецзюнь, please share your screen.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Can I start?
Yes, we can see your presentation. You can start, please. You're welcome.
Okay. Dear experts and professor, good morning. My name is Zhao Hejun, and my supervisor is Professor Natalia. Next, I will report on my PhD dissertation. The title of my PhD dissertation is Innovation System of Personal Management in Chinese Vocational Education Institutions. Next. Research contents. The purpose of this study is to innovate the personal management methods and systems of vocational education institutions in China and provide scientific and reasonable suggestions. The main objectives of this study are as follows. 1. Explore the overall direction, and characteristics of the development of vocational education institutions under market conditions. 2. Summarize the experience of foreign vocational education. 3. Summarize the current situation and development trend of personal management in vocational education institutions in China. 4. Analyze innovative methods of human resource management in vocational education institutions. 5. Summarize the strategic methods of Chinese vocational education institutions to adapt to economic development. 6. Purpose strategies for enhancing the competence of managers in Chinese vocational education institutions. 7. Propose innovative personal management system strategies for Chinese vocational education institutions. Next. A scientific novelty of the obtained results. First obtained. 1. This dissertation develops a structural model of the competence of managers in vocational education institutions in order to achieve more targeted, innovative management of vocational education institutions. This model analyzes 17 aspects of competence and forms a hierarchy of 6 different dimensions of competence. Unlike Xis one models, this model not only defines basic capabilities, but also defines excellent management capabilities for high-level management capabilities that can achieve sustainable development of vocational education. In order to achieve higher quality operation and development of vocational education institutions. Next. Two, based on the hierarchical structure mode of phonetic hierarchy process, the scientific index is determined through the calculation of the comparative judgment matrix and the consistency test of the hierarchical sequence and the evaluation method of the construction level of teachers in vocational education institutions is innovative. Next. 3. Based on the theoretical concept and methodology of development, this dissertation innovate the personal management strategies of Chinese vocational education institutions from the perspective of promoting high-speed, healthy, and sustainable development of China's national economy. In order to promote China's strategical realization and of promoting economy and industrial development and maintaining economic growth through vocational education. Next. Improved. 4. Based on the competence structure model of vocational education institutions, managers, competence survey questionnaire for vocational education institutions managers was developed for 6 different dimensions. The questionnaire analyzed the current situation of vocational education management in China, proposed improvement strategies for existing problem, and promote the further development of vocational education. 5. Improving the strategy of personal management innovation system in vocational education institutions. Implement class field process based on the differences in the structure, characteristics, economic structure, and regional characteristics in different regions, and innovate with current economic development structures. Further developed 6 summary lists and acknowledge the management concept, imbalance in human resource ratio, and the logic of innovation among the current management personnel of vocational education institutions based on the development trend of vocational education. Countermeasures were proposed to improve the abilities and qualities of vocational education management personnel at 3 levels: national police management department and self-improvement. 7. In response to the shortcomings of the current personal management information system in vocational education institutions in China, a systematic analysis was conducted on feasibility, functionality, and management processes with the support of Java technology. A solid SSH framework, a successful database, and a development environment, a new concept of personal management in vocational education institutions based on modern information technology was proposed, providing a basis for building a more advanced and efficient vocational education personal management system. Resource and analysis. 1. The overall direction and characteristics of the development of vocational education institutions and market conditions. Vocational education institutions will pay more attention to connotation-based development and build a new pattern of sustainable modern vocational education system. In international comparison and exchange, as well as the further acceleration of the digitalization and informatization process of vocational education. Vocational education talent cultivation will pay more attention to adaptability to the market. Two, combine fuzzy mathematics with analytic hierarchy process based on the principles of fuzzy mathematics, using fuzzy operation rules to quantify fuzzy factors. Innovatively using fuzzy mathematics methods for comprehensive evaluation of teacher team construction and designing relevant inductor system. Three, by analyzing the problem in the competence of managers in Chinese vocational education institutions, and based on the competence model of managers in Chinese vocational education institutions, structures for improving and enhancing competence in 6 aspects: analytical and inductive ability, decision making and playing ability, communication and organization ability, leadership and demonstration ability, evaluation and inspiration ability, and core competitive ability and purpose. Four, acknowledge the trend of personal management innovation in Chinese vocational education institutions will focus on establishing a people-oriented management concept, further optimizing the personal management structure, innovating and reforming the personal management system, and vastly improving the level of personal management information construction. Five, we have obtained a strategy for China's vocational education to improve the level of collaborative governance among multiple entities, enhance the effectiveness of industrial organization guidance, continuously promote the role of enterprises as the main body in vocational education talent cultivation, and strengthen the independent and execution ability of schools to enhance the level and ability of interactive development between China's vocational education and the economy. Next. 6. On the basis of drawing a friend experience, this paper analyzes the transformation part of personal management in Chinese vocational education institutions based on the characteristics of different regions in China. 3 types of innovative personal management system strategies have been purposefully constructed. 7. A personal information management system of vocational education institutions has been planned to play an important role in information management, salary management, recruitment, attendance assessment, greatly improving worker efficiency and reducing management costs. List of publications. The page display my published articles, number 1 to number 7. Let's continue. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, Chжао Хецзюнь, thank you very much for the good level of your presentation. The report is complete, and now please, dear colleagues, ask questions. Professor Харченко Тетяна Миколаївна, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Chжао Hechzюнь, for your report and interesting research. So I have a question. The first one, questions. The first one, why can vocational educational alleviate the structural contradiction of social human resources?
Okay. Thank you for the question, Professor. I answer this question due to the continuous acceleration of technological innovation and the rapid development of the market economy today. The human resource market is undergoing rapid changes, and relying solely on the natural regulation of the market can no longer meet the needs of human resource. When formulating enrollment plans, vocational education takes into account the local economy characteristics and scientifically protects the needs of enterprise, the labor type and capacity and talent cultivation and consistent with the needs of economic development. Therefore, vocational education can effectively alleviate structural contradictions in human resources. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Тетяна Миколаївна, are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes, I'm satisfied, and I have next one question. So, what is the connection between vocational education and social economic development?
Thank you for the question, Professor. I answer this question. Firstly, vocational education provide a wide range of human resource support for a country's economic and social development with a wide range ranging market characteristics through market mechanisms, resource optimization and allocation can be achieved, promoting continuous economic development. At the same time, economic development also provides material security and financial support for vocational education, and there is an interactive connection between them. Thank you, that's all.
Тетяна Миколаївна, are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes, thank you. I'm satisfied.
Okay, do you have more questions, other questions?
No, thank you. I'm satisfied. I haven't question.
Okay, Professor Могильна Людмила Миколаївна, you're welcome.
Thank you. Чжао Хецзюнь, during your dissertation report, I had the following clarifying question. First, what is the development rate of personal management in vocational education institutions in China?
Okay, thank you for the question. I answer this question. The personal management of Chinese vocational education institutions will establish a people-oriented management concept. Further optimize the personal management structure, innovate the personal management system, continuously strengthen the level of information construction in personal management, pay more attention to performance evaluation, and explore personality salary design. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Людмила Миколаївна, are you satisfied with the answers?
Yes, I'm satisfied with the answer. And my last question, how can Chinese vocational education institutions adopt economic development?
Thank you for the question, Professor. I answer this question. The development of vocational education involves multiple entities, and the first step is to form and improve the level of collaborative governance among vocational education institutions, enterprise, and the government. Secondly, it is necessary to adhere to the government's guidance on vocational education governance, enhance the effectiveness of industry organization guidance, promote the full play of the role of enterprise entities, and strengthen the independent execution ability of school in implementation. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Людмила Миколаївна, for your questions. And now, please, Professor Шаульська Лариса Володимирівна.
Hello, colleagues. Dear Чжао Хецзюнь, thank you for your research, and I have two questions to you. First questions. What competencies do Chinese vocational education institution managers need to possess?
Thank you for the question, Professor. I answer this question. The competence of vocational education institutions managers can be divided into 6 levels: analytical and inductive ability, decision making and planning ability, communication and communication ability, leadership and demonstration ability, evaluation and inspiration ability, and core competitive ability. Among them, analytical and inductive ability, decision making and playing ability, communication ability, and leadership and demonstration ability referred to as basic leadership ability, while evaluating and inspiring ability, core competitive ability, referred to as excellent leadership ability. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And the second question. How can the competence of Chinese vocational education institutions principals be improved?
Thank you for the question, Professor. I answer this question firstly. At the national policy level, managers should be allowed to have creating permissions that are conducive to the development of vocational education institutions themselves. Secondly, administrative departments at all levels should reduce interference with the normal work of vocational education institutions. Finally, managers of vocational education institutions should strive to enhance their own competence in order to achieve greater success in the field of vocational education. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you for your detailed answer. I fully agree with your commentaries. Thank you.
Thank you, Лариса Володимирівна. And now, please, Professor Шкода Тетяна Никодимівна.
Thank you, Чжао Хецзюнь, for your presentation, very detailed. And I have two questions. The first one is, what are the strategies for the personnel management innovative system of Chinese vocational education institutions?
Thank you for the question, Professor. Due to its vast territory and significant disparities in economic development levels, China must tailor its personal management system to local economy characteristics. In order to maximize its effectiveness based on this situation, we propose three different stages. The first is a personal management system innovation system based on strategic human resource management. The second is a personal management system innovation system based on improving service levels. And the third is a personal management system innovation system based on excellent performance management model, so that different regions can choose to implement its according to their needs. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you for your answer. And the second question is, what are the main innovative points of your paper?
Thank you for the question, Professor. I answer this question for the first time, 6 dimensions of quality and abilities that management of vocational education institutions should process were defined, and an innovative evaluation model for the teaching staff of vocational education institutions was innovated. For the first time, a survey questionnaire was developed on the competence of management personnel in vocational education institutions in 6 dimensions. Through research, strategies for enhancing the competence of vocational education institutions management personnel were obtained, and 3 innovative systems for personnel management in vocational education institutions were proposed. An advanced system for personnel management in vocational education institutions based on modern information technology was constructed. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you for your answer. Chao Hezun, I am fully satisfied with your answers. Thank you.
Okay, Tatiana Nikodimовна, do you have more questions?
No, that's all.
Okay, so dear colleagues, I also have 2 questions for Chжао Хецзюнь. And the first one, what do you think, why can vocational educational elevate the wealth gap in society?
Thank you for the question, Professor. I answer this question. Firstly, vocational education can empower low-income grown-ups with new technological capabilities and enhance their ability and level of compensation. Secondly, vocational education is market-oriented, as it provides technical training based on market demand. This is beneficial of improving the employment rate of the poor population. Third, vocational education has interactively with the economic continuously promising regional economic development and is conducive to improving the level of national income. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for your good explanation. And my second question, how to improve informatization of personnel management in vocational educational institutions?
Thank you for the question, Professor. I answer this question. Firstly, it is necessary to update the concept of personnel management, improve the standardized guarantee system of personnel management in vocational education institutions, optimize the allocation of existing information management resource size, and innovate the use of personnel management technology. Secondly, personnel management in vocational education institutions should be combined with the operation of the institutions. Finally, it is necessary to strengthen the information literacy training of personnel management personnel. stimulate innovation awareness and promote the progress and development of information technology work. Thank you. That's all.
Пані Олено, звук. Пані Олено, вас не чути.
Sorry. Thank you. I'm satisfied with your answers. And now, dear colleagues, no more questions. Thanks. Let me acquaint those present with the conclusion about the scientific novelty, theoretical and practical significance of the result of the thesis. У висновку про наукову новизну підтверджено актуальність теми дослідження. Зазначено зв'язок роботи з науковими програмами, планами та темами. Наукові дослідження дисертаційної роботи виконувалися відповідно до тематичного плану науково-дослідних робіт Сумського національного аграрного університету в рамках теми «Розвиток менеджменту в умовах міжнародних інтеграційних процесів», в межах якого автором досліджено основні тенденції та оцінено зарубіжний досвід управління персоналом професійних навчальних закладів. Метою дисертаційної роботи є обґрунтування теоретико-методологічних, методичних та прикладних засад ефективного управління персоналом у закладах професійної освіти шляхом залучення інноваційної системи розвитку. Наукова новизна одержаних результатів полягає в поглибленні наявних теоретичних положень та розробці науково-практичних і методичних рекомендацій з управління персоналом китайських закладів професійної освіти та через впровадження інноваційної системи управління персоналом китайських закладів професійної освіти. Найбільш вагомі здобутки полягають в тому, що вперше розроблена модель оцінки компетентності керівників закладів професійної освіти. Удосконалено методичні підходи на основі моделі ієрархічної структури аналітичного процесу ієрархії управління. Удосконалено теоретичні та методологічні підходи до розуміння факторів впливу на якість освіти для сприяння економічному, промисловому розвитку та соціальному зростанню. Удосконалено обґрунтування визначення стратегії інноваційної системи управління персоналом у закладах професійної технічної освіти. Набула подальшого розвитку модель структури компетенцій керівників закладів професійної освіти. Набули подальшого розвитку контрзаходи для вдосконалення здібності якості керівних кадрів професійної технічної освіти на 3 рівнях. Набуло подальшого розвитку обґрунтування визначення напрямів стратегії управління персоналом закладів професійної освіти на основі сучасних інформаційних технологій. Теоретична та практична цінність результатів дослідження полягає в тому, що на підставі якісно сформованих теоретико-методологічних положень дисертант обґрунтував методичні рекомендації та прикладні пропозиції, які не тільки збагатили наукову скарбницю ціннісними здобутками, але й є актуальними для впровадження в практичну діяльність коледжів, закладів професійної освіти, а також можуть бути використані в освітньому процесі. Основні положення та результати дисертаційного дослідження оприлюднені автором на конференціях, семінарах, нарадах. Особистий внесок здобувача підтверджено нормативними документами та відповідними публікаціями. Апробація викладених у дисертаційному дослідженні науково-практичних результатів здійснена особисто здобувачем за науково-методичного супроводу наукового керівника. Здобувачем дотримані принципи академічної доброчесності. Основні наукові положення та результати дослідження за темою дисертації опубліковано у 13 наукових працях, з них 5 статей у фахових наукових виданнях України, усі включені до міжнародних наукометричних баз даних, 2 статті опубліковані в наукових періодичних виданнях, Організації економічного співробітництва та розвитку країн, які включені до науково-метричної бази даних Scopus. Один розділ монографії, 5 тез в матеріалах наукових конференцій. Загальний обсяг публікацій становить 3,23 умовно друкованих аркушів, з яких 2,25 належать особисто авторам. Робота складається зі вступу 3 розділів висновків і пропозицій, викладена на 210 сторінках основного тексту, містить 14 таблиць, 38 рисунків. Список використаних джерел містить 164 позиції на 18 сторінках. Дисертація написана грамотною мовою, англійською мовою, має змістовну цілісність, послідовність та завершеність. Стиль викладення матеріалу відповідає прийнятому в науковій літературі. Під час виконання дисертаційної роботи та навчання в аспірантурі Сумського національного аграрного університету аспірант проявив високий рівень наукової підготовки теоретичних знань та практичних навичок зі спеціальності 073 менеджмент, вміння розв'язувати складні наукові задачі, які були поставлені на початку дослідження. Чжао Хецзюнь володіє сучасними методами дослідження, пакетами прикладних програм для проведення досліджень, володіє 2 мовами. Чжао Хецзюнь можна характеризувати як працездатну, наполегливу та інноваційну особу. Висновок засідання. Вважати, що дисертаційна робота Чжао Хецзюнь на тему «Інноваційна система управління персоналом у китайських закладах професійної освіти» Innovative Systems for Professional Management in Chinese Vocational Educational Institutions, яка подана на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент, за своїм науковим рівнем та практичною цінністю повністю відповідає вимогам пункту 6 Постанови Кабінету міністрів України про затвердження порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії від 12.01.22 року номер 44 та вимогам до оформлення дисертації, затвердженим наказом МОН України від 12.01.17 року номер 40, та відповідає напрямку наукового дослідження освітньо-наукової програми Сумського національного аграрного університету зі спеціальності 073 менеджмент. Рекомендувати дисертаційну роботу на тему «Інноваційна система управління персоналом у китайських закладах професійної освіти», подану Чжао Хецзюнь на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії до захисту та створити разову спеціалізовану вчену раду у складі. Голова разової спеціалізованої вченої ради Ніфатова Олена Михайлівна, доктор, професор Сумський національний аграрний університет, рецензенти Могильна Людмила Миколаївна, кандидат економічних наук, доцент Сумський національний аграрний університет, Харченко Тетяна Миколаївна, кандидат економічних наук, доцент Сумський національний аграрний університет. Опоненти Шауцька Лариса Володимирівна, доктор економічних наук, професор Київський національний університет імені Тараса Шевченка, місто Київ. І Шкода Тетяна Никодимівна, доктор економічних наук, професор ДВНЗ Київський національний економічний університет імені Вадима Гетьмана, місто Київ. Отже, шановні колеги, розпочинаємо обговорення дисертаційної роботи Чжао Хецзюнь. We begin the discussion of the dissertation work by Chжао Хецзюнь. I would like to invite a reviewer to speak. Please, Professor Харченко Тетяна Миколаївна, you are welcome.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to acquaint with the dissertation and give review. My full review is attached in unofficial site of Sumy National Agrarian University. And let me introduce main positions of my review. So, in the process of China's economic cooperation with countries around the world and the extensive use of advanced technology and equipment to achieve economic development, vocational education provides an important guarantee of skills, talent for social and economic progress and development. With the further development of the China economy and continuous improvement of industrial form, China's vocational education has ushering in a new era of rapid development and innovative reform, which also puts forward new requirements for the personal management ability and level of China's vocational educational institutions. Through the detailed study of the series and methodological principles of modern vocational education, personal management, the strategy of construction and innovative system for personal management in China's vocational education institutions will propose desirable solutions for innovating the personal management system in China's vocational education, thereby enhancing the overall strengths and level of China's vocational education and better serving the country's economic construction and development, which determines the relevance of this topic. They also sustained the relevance and choice of the research topic at a sufficient scientific level and determine the research goal, tasks, object, and subject. The research methods used in the work are accompanied by proper reasoning. The goal of the dissertation research, the improvement of theoretical and methodological principles and the development of practical recommendations for personal management of vocational education institutions has been fully achieved. The scientific novelty of the study lies in the following key aspects. The dissertation aims to establish a structural model for assessing the competencies of managers in vocational education institutions. The primary objective is to facilitate innovative management practices within these institutions. The proposed model comprehensively analyzes 17 different aspects of competency and categorizes them into 6 distinct dimensions. What sets this model apart from existing ones is its considerations not only of fundamental capabilities, but also of expansional management skills. These high-level skills are crucial for attaining sustainable development in vocational education, ultimately leading to improved operational quality and institutional growth. The innovative evaluation methods for determining the construction level of teachers is vocational education institutions is based on the hierarchical structure model of the analytical hierarchy process. This method calculates the scientific index weight by analyzing the comparative judgment metrics and conducting consistency tests on the hierarchical sequence. The management concept, human resources, ratio, imbalance, and lack of innovation within vocational education institutions were thoroughly examined and evaluated. With a focus on the future direction of vocational education, recommendations have been put forth to enhance the capabilities and attributes of management personnel at 3 different levels: national policies, administrative bodies, and personal development. This proposal aims to address the identified issues and improve the overall management efficiency in vocational education. The practical significance of the obtained results is beyond clear. From a scientific and practical perspective, the most important thing is the results of the dissertation work shows a combination of theoretical analysis and empirical investigation. The factors that affect the personal management of Chinese educational institutions have been identified, and a model of the competencies of vocational education institutions managers has been formed. Improved the assessment system for the teaching staff of vocational education institutions based on scientific principles, innovated the methods and strategies of personal management in Chinese vocational education. Overall, the dissertation proposed a set of innovative scientific and reasonable conclusions to address the scientific issues of personal management in vocational education institutions, providing new ideas and strategic development suggestions for the administrative management departments and institutional managers of vocational education in improving personal management work. Chжао Hецзюнь discussed the theory and methodological principles of modern vocational education personal management through thematic research and theoretical summary, and focused on exploring the systematic methods and innovations of human resources management in vocational education institutions. Also, analyze the development trend of vocational education institutions under market conditions by drawing on the experience of Switzerland, Finland, Germany, France, and other countries. China has continuously improved the development environment of vocational education, promoted the cultivation of technical and skills talents, and achieved new breakthroughs in development. Combining fuzzy mathematics with analytic hierarchy process based on the principles of fuzzy mathematics using fuzzy operation rules of quantified fuzzy factors. Chжао Hецзюнь analyzed the current situation of personal management innovation of China's vocational education, and based on the current situation of China's social and economic development, summarized that China's vocational education should improve the level of collaborative governments among multiple subjects, adhere to government guidance, enhance the effectiveness of industry organization guidance, and further enhance the level and ability to interactive development between China's vocational education and the economy. They also divides the competence of managers in China's vocational education institutions into 6 levels: analytical and educative ability, decision-making and planning ability, communicational and organization ability, leadership and demonstration ability, evaluation and inspiration ability, and core competitive ability. They are respectively classified as basic leadership ability and excellent leadership ability. Based on the results of the questionnaire survey, the current situation of the competency of managers in vocational education institutions in China was analyzed, and the existing problems were pointed out. Based on the competency model, strategies for improving and enhancing competency were proposed. The author first sorts out and summarizes the innovative experience of personal management systems in foreign vocational education institutions, analyze the effective personal system, relevant experience and practice of vocational education institutions of countries such as Europe, America, and Japan, and propose that the construction of personal management systems in vocational education institutions in China needs to be tailored to local conditions, further improving organizational system construction, smooth talent from channels, and innovating the training methods for teaching staff. By focusing on innovative incentive methods, we can effectively break through existing management models and achieve new changes, thereby maximizing the value of talents and helping vocational education institutions develop better. It proposed that the interactive development of vocational education and economy in China must adhere to the principles of people-oriented development, the principles of balancing public welfare and economy, the principles of integrating localization and internationalization, the principles of clear rights and responsibilities, and the principles of multiply checks and balances. So, furthermore, innovative guiding principles were proposed to improve the level of collaborative governments among multiple entities, adhere to government guidance on vocational education governments, enhance the effectiveness of industry organization guidance, promote the full play of the role of enterprise entities, and strengthens the independent execution ability of vocational education institutions. Based on the needs of construction, modern information-based personal management model for vocational education institutions, the dissertation analyzed the feasibility, system functions, and management processes to demonstrate the requirements for a modern information-based personal management system for vocational education institutions. The dissertation worked Chžao Heczюnь on the topic innovating system for personal management in Chinese vocational education institutions is the results of independent research of the recipient and does not contain elements of plagiarism of independent research and borrowing in accordance with the resolution. Scientific provisions, recommendations, conclusions of the dissertation covered by Chjao Henzhun in 13 scientific works. So, and more detail, I would like to stop on my remarks. So, from the text of the dissertation submitted for review, a conclusion can be drawn about the scientific maturity of applicant. Chjao Henzhun's ability to see current problems in the field and her willingness to solve them at a sufficiently high scientific level. In general, Chjao Henzhun's dissertation is an entirely independent study in its content and form. Positively assessing the scientific and practical significance of the dissertation, one should point out several data table provisions. In subsections 1.1, the author draws on the concept, systems, and innovation of foreign vocational education. Consideration should be given to including analysis and discussion of relevant experience in Ukrainian vocation education. In subsections 1.3, the author discussed the systematic approach and innovation in human resources management in vocational educational institutions. The main theoretical basic of human resources management needs to be discussed. In subsection 2.3, the author investigates the current situation of the competency of managers in vocational education institutions, the impact of the differences in vision of the three different groups of managers, teachers, and students on the survey results should be considered. In subsection 3.1, more empirical evidence should be provided to demonstrate the scientific and accurate path of personnel management reform in Chinese vocational education institutions. It's advisable to check for stylistic and grammatical errors throughout the dissertation. However, the expressed comments and wishes don't reduce the research's overall high quality. The analysis of the dissertation and scientific papers give a reason to conclude the Chjao Henzhun dissertation on the topic Innovative System for Personnel Management in Chinese Vocational Education Institutions is a completed, independently performed scientific work that has significant theoretical and applied significance. The dissertation solves a specific scientific task of developing theoretical provisions and methodological principles and formulating practical model and recommendations to improve the effective personnel management to vocational educational institutions in China. And correspondence of the dissertation to the specialty and profile to the council. Chjao Henzhun's dissertation on the topic Innovative System for Personnel Management in Chinese Vocational Education Institutions, which was submitted for defense to the Specialized Academic Council for obtaining the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 07 Management and Administration, specialty 073 Management, according to its relevance, scientific theoretical level, main results of justification, main provisions and results published in professional publications, novelty of the production and practical significance. It meets the requirements of the order of the Minister of Education and Science of Ukraine number 40 from 12 January 2017 on approval of requirements for the preparation of a dissertation and resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine date from 12 January 2022 number 44 on approval of the procedures for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and a cancellation of the decision of the one-time Specialized Academic Council of Higher Philosophy with changes introduced in accordance with resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers number 341 from 21 March 2022. The content of the dissertation corresponds to the passport of specialty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tatiana Mykolaevna, for your review. And now, Chжао Хецзюнь, you're given the opportunity to respond to comments that have been posted in the review. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your valuable feedback. I completely agree with your remarks. They will be taken into account. I want to give answer to some of them. Firstly, I know that vocational education in Ukraine has a very high level. Its important advantages, its demonstrated flexibility and ability to quickly respond to labor market demands. In Ukraine, both students and adults can receive training in institutions to enhance their professional qualifications and technical abilities. The training circle is also very flexible and diction type. In the future, I will carefully analyze and summarize this. Secondly, regarding the main theoretical functions of human resource management, I will explain classes theories such as human capital theory. In section 2.3, I should indeed consider the differences in perspective among the three different groups of managers, teachers, and students. Although I have explained this issue in the article, it may not be enough. In section 3.1, I will conduct empirical research on the construction of personal management system in vocational education institutions, innovating training methods for training staff, and innovating incentive methods in order to enhance the scientific and accurate path of personal management reform in Chinese vocational education institutions. Thank you again for your valuable feedback, Professor. Thank you. That's all.
Tatiana Mykolaevna, are you satisfied with the answer?
So I'm fully agree with comments of Chжао Хецзюнь. Thank you.
Okay, move on. I would like to invite Professor Lyudmila, PhD in Economics, Sumy National Agrarian University. You are welcome.
Thank you. The full text of Chжао Hedzюnь dissertation research can be found on the attestation file of the applicant or university website. So I would like to go to the main point in my review. With the condition development of China economy, industrial upgrading and economic restructuring are accelerating, and the demand for technical and skilled talent in various industrial is becoming increasingly urgent. The important position and role of vocational education are becoming increasingly prominent. To carry out systematic innovation in personal management in Chinese vocational education institutions, we need to learn from effective personal management abroad, adopt and local conditions, continuously strengthen organizational system, construction, smooth talent flow channels, innovate the training models for the team staff, innovate personal management concept in vocational education institutions, update in instinctive method and achieve effective breakthroughs in personal management models in order to achieve new changes in the personal management system, maximize the value of talent, and assist vocational education institutions in better serving the construction and development of the economy. Therefore, it is necessary to innovate the personal management system of vocational education institutions in China, propose scientific, reasonable, and feasible management plans in order to promote the continuous improvement of vocational education quality and provide high quality and sustainable human resource protection for economic and social development. In the scientific achievement for this dissertation, the research on the competence of vocational education institution managers of high noteworthy. This study constructs an innovation model and divides 60 different competence performance into MC1 to MC6 through questionnaire surveys and interviews. The problem in the competency of Chinese vocational education institution managers in 6 different dimensions are summarized and staged to improve the computation of managers are proposed accordingly. At the same time, the author has innovated the evaluation method for the construction level of teaching staff in vocational education institutions, which is more scientific and operation. The dissertation designs 3-level indications based on 4 dimensions: optimization of teacher structure, teacher assessment system, dual teacher model, professional construction, and teacher reform. Based on the characteristics of different regions in China, the dissertation discussed 3 different stages for personal management system innovation. This provides a research foundation for construction of the personal management innovation system of vocational education institution in China. Starting for the current situation of personal management in Chinese vocational education institution, it is proposed that Chinese vocational education institution should establish a people-oriented management concept with motivated behavior and mobilize their enthusiasm as the foundation for the innovation personal management system, optimizing personal management structures, continuously strengthening the informatization, construction, personal management, striving to improve the competence and ability of personal management staff, and paying attention to improve the quality of performance evaluation work. And on this basis, personalized salary design will be added to continuously improve personal management efficiency. This research result has reached the quantification of personal management in vocational education institution, providing a reference and solution for solving practical problems in personal management in Chinese vocational education institution. Chjao Hedzun dissertation consists of an introduction, 3 sections, conclusion, a volume of reference, and appendices. Chjao Hedzun dissertation does not contain element of plagiarism and borrowing in accordance with the resolution of the Cabinet of Ministry of Ukraine. The dissertation material has the necessary approval during discussion at international conference. The main result of the research are highlighted in 13 scientific papers of which publication in scientific journal, including 2 publications indexed by Scopus, which additionally confirms the application high level of scientific proposals. The publication work fully covers the materials of the dissertation. The contents of the dissertation submitted for review allow conclusion to be drawn about the scientific maturity of the applicant, his ability to identify current issues in the field, and his willingness to solve them at the sufficiently high scientific level. In general, Chjao Hedzun dissertation is a completely independent study in terms of content and form. To access the scientific and practical significance of the dissertation positively, it is necessary to point out some questionable regions. Based on the important role of vocational education in national and regional economic development, it is necessary to provide a more detailed exploration of the crucial role of an efficient and scientific personal management system in the survival and development of vocational education institutions. In the decision of systematic method and innovation in human resource management in vocational education institution in subsection 1.3, the main theories of human resource management applied need more explanation. In subsection 2.1, it is necessary to strengthen the relationship between the current situation of personal management in vocational education institution in China and the overall operational status of vocational education institution. In subsection 2.3, more analysis and discussion are needed on the current competency studies of vocational education institution managers. In subsection 3.1, the matching relationship between the innovation of personal management system based on strategic human resource management and region with relatively backward economic levels in China needs further explanation. However, the included comments which do not fundamentally affect the overall positively assessment of the dissertation work are not fundamental and do not reduce it to the high overall assessment. However, the comments and wishes expressed do not detract from the overall high level of the result. The analysis of the dissertation and the scientific papers lead to the conclusion that Chjao Hedzun dissertation on the topic of innovation system for personal management in Chinese vocational education institution is a completed, independently conducted scientific work that has significant theoretical and applied significance. The dissertation accomplished a specific scientific task of development theoretical provisions and methodological principles, formulation a practical model, and a recommendation to promote the effective personal management of vocational education institution in China. The scientific results in the dissertation correspond to the specialty 073 management, for which the work is submitted for defense. This scientific significance of the result is noted and sufficient to recognize the completion of the research by all qualified teams. Chjao Hedzun dissertation on the topic innovation system for personal management in Chinese vocational education institution, which was submitted for different to the specialized academic council for obtaining the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 07 management, administration specialty 073 management, according of its relevant scientific theoretical levels, main result of specification, main provision, and result published in professional publication, novelty of the production and practical significance. It meets the requirement of the Order of Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine. The content of the dissertation corresponds to the passport of the specialty 073 management. Thank you.
Thank you, Ludmila Nikolaevna, for your review. And now, Chjao Hedzun, you have opportunity to respond on the comments. Please, you are welcome.
Okay. Thank you. I agree with the remarks, and thank you very much for your valuable feedback. they will be taken into account. I want to give answer to some of them. We know that vocational education plays a very important role in the development of national and regional economies. However, without the support of an efficient and scientific personal management system, the development of vocational education will lose its vitality and its role will be limited. Based on your training, I will strengthen the discussion from the mechanism of personal management, the allocation of human resources, the construction of teaching staff, and the formulation of each type policy. In section 1.3, I will explain classes series such as X theory, Y theory, and Z theory, motivation, healthcare theory, Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, expectancy theory, and human capital theory. In section 2.1, I will strengthen the discussion on the relationship between the current situation of personal management in Chinese vocational education institutions and the overall operation of their institution. Focus on exploring the current situation and the main problems of personal management in Chinese vocational education. In section 2.3, I will conduct more analysis and discussion on the current situation of the competence of vocational education institutions managers. In section 3.1 of this article, I will further explain the matching relationship between the innovation of personal management system based on strategic human research management and the relatively underdeveloped regions of China's economy. Thank you again for your valuable feedback, Professor. That's all.
Thank you. I'm satisfied with the answer.
Are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes, I'm satisfied.
Thank you. And now I invite an official opponent to speak, Professor Shaulska Larissa, Doctor of Science in Economics, Kyiv National University, named by Taras Shevchenko. You're welcome.
Thank you. Dear Head of the Council, dear colleagues, thank you all very much indeed for the invitation. I really appreciate the opportunity of getting involved in the activities carried out by the Scientific School of Management of Sumy National Agrarian University as the official opponent. The title of Chжао Heczuny's dissertation complies with my scientific profile. Being interested, I scrutinized the dissertation and prepared my positive response. The full version of my response is available on the university website. Therefore, I would like to dwell on the main features. The title is very vital. The current China GDP continues to rank second in the world, and the significant role of vocational education in promoting economic development is evident. The dissertation focuses on research of the innovations in the system for personnel management in Chinese vocational education institutions. The main goal is to systematically renovate personnel management in Chinese vocational education institutions, as well as to propose practical and feasible solutions to problems existing in the current management system, and thus promote prosperity and sustainable growth of the social economy. It constructs strategies for the renovation of the personnel management system in China's vocational education institutions and proposes feasible solutions, thereby enhancing the overall strength and level of national vocational education and better serving the country's economic construction and development. Chjao Hedzun's dissertation title is Vital and Timely, aiming to improve theoretical and methodological innovation and to provide practical suggestions for innovation of personnel management in vocational education institutions in China that can be used for implementation purposes. Scientific novelty of the results obtained. Now, I would like to start with scientific outcome that, in my opinion, is very significant from the viewpoint of the theory and practical use. The author has created a structural model of abilities for principal of vocational education institutions for the purpose of boosting the efficiency and purposefulness of innovating management. This model analyzes 17 aspects of abilities and forms 6 different levels of abilities in different dimensions. Unlike the existing model, this model does not define the basic abilities alone. The new model also defines excellent management abilities meant that make it possible to achieve high-level managerial competence for sustainable development of vocational education, thereby achieving high quality of work and development of vocational education institutions. On the basis of theoretical concepts and methodology of development, the personnel management strategy of Chinese vocational education institutions has been designed, which assure achievement of strategic priorities for economic and industrial development, as well as for improvement of economic growth. On the basis of the competence structure model for principals of vocational education institutions, a competency survey questionnaire was developed for 6 different dimensions of vocational education institutions principles. The questionnaire suggests improvement strategies for the existing problem, promoting further development of vocational education. The author has improved the renovation strategy for personnel management in vocational education institution, classified and implemented policies based on the differences in industrial characteristics, economic structure, and regional characteristics in different regions. The author has also innovated the current economic development strategy. Thus, the author proposes useful recommendations and suggestions meant to promote further development of the Chinese economy. Debatable aspects of the dissertation's content. Although familiarization with the dissertation has made a very good impression, it is noteworthy that there are still some shortcomings, such as: first, under market conditions, China defines quality of the development priority for vocational education institutions. Besides, China is building a new model of modern sustainable vocational education system, taking into account the vital tendency of cluster development. In this respect, it is necessary to more narrowly specify to definite content and the vector of development under the aforementioned conditions. Second, according to the national requirements of reformation and development of vocational education institutions, personnel management in Chinese vocational education institutions assures multifaceted political, professional and ethical training of the teaching staff for institutions aimed at permanent improvement of the results and the development potential. In this context, it is expedient to formulate distinct measures as per improvement of labor abilities and skills. Third, development of vocational education in China has achieved a high level of interaction between education and investment of human capital. The assumption as per character of interaction between vocational education and investments in human capital needs additional justification and explanation for the purpose of the understanding precise contribution of vocational education into the development of human resources. Fourth, the author proposes the innovation model of the personnel management system based on improvement of the service level. It is expedient to additionally describe the mechanism of its functioning in theory and in practice. Fifth, the localization approach is of great importance in introduction innovations into the personnel management system in vocational education institutions in China. The approach assures compliance of innovations with unique characteristics of various industries, economies, and regions. In this context, the author explores three distinct strategies of innovation in the system of personnel management, taking into account strategic human resource management, improvement of the service level, of introduction of efficiency boosting models. It is imperative to further study practical consequences these three modes of innovation can yield. However, please note that the comments I have enumerated reflect only a scientific stance, not affecting the overall positive evaluation of dissertation. Thus, the overall conclusion is the following. Chžao Hецзюн's dissertation is a complete scientific research concerned with the vital problem, which to the greatest extent demonstrates new scientific result with conformity with the goals and the research. The dissertation has improved theoretical and methodological foundations for innovations in personnel management in Chinese vocational education institutions and contains the related practical and viable proposals based on this foundation. The scientific developments of the dissertation and its content comply with program subject area management, according to which the dissertation is submitted for defense. As far as its vitality, scientific and theoretical level, justifiability of the result published in field-based scientific journals, novelty and practical significance, the dissertation complies with all the normative requirements of Ukraine. The author of the dissertation, Chžao Heczюнь, deserves the degree of philosophy doctor in management. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Larissa Volodymyrovna. Chжао Хецзюнь, you are given the opportunity to respond to comments. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. I agree with your remarks and thank you very much for your valuable feedback. Then will be taken into account. I want to give answer to some of them. Firstly, the quantitative development of vocational education institutions will construct vocational qualification and standard system guided by learning outcomes and as serving market demand required to conduct academic qualifications reflecting the growth rapid use of technical and skilled talents and highly social recognized according to the national requirements for the reform and development of vocational education institutions. Personal management is the main measure to improve the work level and ability of employees. It can provide various political effectively assess and evaluate employees and achieve good competition by designing a scientific and reasonable performance evaluation system. The coupling between vocational education and human capital investment is often reflected through their close connection. Firstly, vocational education amounts to provide learners was skills and knowledge that are in line which role their work needs, strengthen their understanding of self-worth and career choice, and is a key factor in the development of human capital. We innovate the personal management system from the perspective of improving the service level of personal management. This model first requires personal management to establish people-oriented service conduct paths committed to serving all employees to achieve personal value through practical work. China has a vast territory and significant differences in economic characteristics and development. So the combination of personal management in vocational education institutions with regional characteristics is inevitable. This will have an important impact on the progress and the development of vocational education, as talent is the core element to ensure the progress of all undertakings. Thank you again for your valuable feedback, Professor. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Larissa Volodymyrovna. Are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes, I am satisfied with the answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite an official opponent to speak, Professor Tetiana Shkoda, Doctor of Science in Economics, Kyiv National Economical University, named by Vadim Getman. You are welcome.
Thank you, dear head of today's council, dear participants, dear PhD student. I would like to present my official review, my response to the official opponent. I have presented the full version of my response on the official website. At the webpage of the defense, and so here in my current speech, I would like to pay attention to the relevance of the topic of the dissertation and to discussion comments, which I would like to get some explanation from the PhD student. So if we talk about this, the relevance of the topic, as all speakers have highlighted, it's very important at the current moment because, for example, if we talk about the China's GDP growth for the last 30 years, so we have, for example, 345.5 billion yuan in 1978, and in 2022 it has grown to 121,020.7 billion yuan. So, and this very huge increase also is in the number of people involved in vocational education because it rapidly increased from 880,000 people in 1978 to 16.23 million people in this sphere of vocational education. And it has made a significant contribution to China's economic development and formed a virtuous cycle of interactive development between vocational education and the economy. And faced with new needs of national economic development, it's imperative to enhance the personnel management ability and level of China's vocational education institutions in order to promote innovative development of vocational education. And the dissertation of Chžao Hецзюнь conducts a detailed study on theory and methodological principles of modern vocational education, personnel management, and it draws attention on management experience of developed countries in foreign vocational education and combines the current situation of personnel management in China's vocational education institutions. And it very much corresponds to the current projects, for example, in the field of vocational education, which are realized by Ukrainian universities in vocational education direction, for example, according to Erasmus Plus project. So the topic is very, very modern and urgent for the current moment. And this dissertation also constructs a strategy for innovative personnel management systems in China's vocational education institutions and propose feasible solutions, thereby enhancing the overall strengths and level of China's vocational education and better serving the country's economic construction and development. And the dissertation of Chžao Heczюнь also has relevance and timeliness, aiming to improve theoretical and methodological principles and provide practical suggestions for personnel management in vocational education institutions. If you talk about discussion points, I would like to pay attention to the following ones. because, for example, China has focused on building a lifelong vocational skills training platform and continuously promoted the concept of lifelong development of vocational education and training. In order to cultivate more technical and skilled talents and support the development and construction of the social economy, and China has emphasized the construction of a learning-oriented society as an important development direction for talent cultivation in vocational education institutions in the future. But at the same time, however, China needs to pay attention more to details in the process of lifelong education and training for technical and skilled talents. And this is the first point which I would like to clarify by the Chжао Хецзюнь. And the next one is discussion comment is that the author proposes that the innovation of personnel management in Chinese vocational education institutions will focus on establishing a people-oriented management concept, further optimizing the personnel management structure, innovating and reforming the personnel management system, and vigorously improving the level of personnel management informatization construction, continuously improving the comprehensive ability of personnel management staff, and further improving the quality and efficiency of vocational education institutions through performance and personalized compensation. And however, at the same time, the management concept of people-oriented needs to be clarified more advantages compared to the traditional thing-oriented management concept. This is a point which I would like to be clarified by the defender. The next discussion comment is that the author believes that the competence of managers of vocational education institutions in China can be divided into 6 levels: analysis and induction ability, decision-making and planning ability, communication and organization ability, leading demonstration ability, evaluation and inspiration ability, and core competitiveness. And however, at the same time, it's necessary to further point out the internal connections and external manifestations between these abilities and discuss the direct and indirect impact of these abilities on management work. And the first discussion comment is proposed by the author in the dissertation that innovation in the personnel management system of vocational education institutions in China must be tailored to local conditions, and innovation must be in line with their respective industrial, economic, and regional characteristics. According to the characteristics of different regions in China, this dissertation discusses 3 different strategies of personnel management system innovation based on strategic human resource management, personnel management system innovation, based on improving service level, and personnel management system innovation based on excellence performance management mode. On this basis, it's necessary to provide a more detailed explanation of the standards and principles for different regions to adopt different innovation strategies. At the same time, these are all my discussion comments, but at the same time, I would like to highlight that it's important that all remarks I have listed just reflect the scientific position, and they don't affect the overall positive assessment of the dissertation work. And the dissertation work of Chžao Hецзюнь is a completed scientific study conducted around a relevant topic, which fully reflects the essence of formulating new solutions to scientific problems obtained in the course of the research, in which the author improves the theoretical and methodological principles and develops practical recommendations for personnel management innovation of vocational education institutions in China. And the scientific results in the dissertation correspond to the specialty 073 management, for which the work is submitted for defense. And the scientific significance of the results is undoubted and sufficient to recognize the completion of the research by all qualifying science. So Chao Hецзюнь dissertation on the topic Innovative System for Personal Management in Chinese Vocational Education Institution, which was submitted for defense to the Specialized Academic Council for obtaining the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 07 Management and Administration, specialty 073 Management, and according to its relevant scientific theoretical level, main results of justification, main provisions and results published in professional publications, novelty of the production, practical significance, it meets the all official requirements of Ukrainian cereals, and so the Chao Hецзюнь deserves to be awarded the Doctor of Philosophy scientific title. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana Nikodimivna, for your review. And now, Chжао Хецзюнь, you are given the opportunity to respond to comments. You are welcome.
Okay, thank you. I agree with your remarks, and thank you very much for your valuable feedback. They will be taken into account. I want to give answer to some of them. The first question is that China does need to pay more attention to details in the process of lifelong education and training of technical and skilled talents. Firstly, skilled training should be provided in key areas. Secondly, we need to accelerate the cultivation of high quality skilled talents. Urgently need further high quality development of the manufacturing industry. Thirdly, open management service sites and promote the high quality development of vocational skills training. In recent years, the management concept of people-oriented has gradually taken a dominant position. People-oriented first is all about putting people at the center. By understanding people's source and dynamic, mastermind their psychology, it is easier to communication and coordinate effectively. The various abilities of managers of Chinese vocational education institutions support and confirm each other. Internally, this ability and systematic and unified and can be used the measure managers management level from an external perspective. This ability as a foundation of management work and the external manifestation of social management abilities. China has a huge land area due to the differences in economic development in different regions. The characteristics of these areas are different, so it is necessary for us to face this difference. Vocational education institutions with different economic characteristics must choose their own personal management models. Thank you again for your valuable feedback, Professor. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana Nikodimivna. Are you satisfied with the answer?
Thank you very much for your answers. I'm satisfied with the answers.
Thank you. За регламентом роботи спеціалізованої вченої ради переходимо до дискусії дисертаційної роботи Чжао Хецзюнь. Наголошуємо на тому, що у дискусії мають право взяти участь усі присутні члени вченої ради, тому прошу, хто має бажання висловитись з приводу даної роботи. According to the rules of work of the Specialized Academic Council, we proceed to the discussion of the thesis Чжао Хецзюнь. I emphasize that all present members of the Academic Council have the right to take part in the discussion. Therefore, I ask those who want to speak out about this work. Please, dear colleagues, Professor Харченко Тетяна Миколаївна.
Okay, let me to start open my opinion and take part in discuss. So firstly, I would like to underline that I'm very impressed by this topic. In the era of digitalization, transformation of skills, there is a need for new approaches to ensuring personal management of vocational and technical educational institutions. So, secondly, the also interesting approach to improve the strategy of the innovative system of personal management, and thus educational institutions implement a secret policy based on differences in industry specifics, economic structure, and regional specifics in different regions, as well as innovative current strategies of economic development. This results of this dissertation shows practicality, which can also take place among Ukrainian professional educational institutions. The research is interesting and meaningful. Чжао Хецзюнь has solved all the tasks. The goals have been achieved. I wish Чжао Хецзюнь to develop further, to expand the field of research in this direction, and I will support Чжао Хецзюнь. Thank you.
Thank you, Тетяна Миколаївна. Могильна Людмила Миколаївна, you are welcome.
Thank you. I support the opinion of the previous speaker. Чжао Хецзюn's dissertation contained all the attributes that are necessary for PhD dissertation, as can be seen from the author abstract and the dissertation report. The work is relevant, the goal and objectives are clearly defined, various research methods are used, the results are of scientific knowledge. The work is presented in a logical sequence. The continuance follows them from the results of the study. That's why the work is very interesting. Despite the comments, I must admit that the amount of work, the thorough research and data analysis by the dissertation demonstrate his professional development and allow me to evaluate the work as a whole positively and vote for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 07 management and administration specialty 073 management. Thank you.
Thank you, Людмила Миколаївна. And Шаульська Лариса Володимирівна, you are welcome.
Thank you. I would like to present the following findings. Firstly, the theoretical level of Чжао Хецзюн's thesis evidences the dissertator's perfect command of the theoretical foundations of modern management and understanding of the development trends in the science of management. Secondly, the dissertation demonstrates high development level of the researcher's professional competencies, which is evidenced by the ability to set objectives and solve complicated problems in the field of systemic, adaptive, and situational management, as well as to provide for applied use of the research outcomes. Thirdly, the procedure of preparing the dissertation, as well as today's defense, have demonstrated high maturity level of the dissertators, versatile skills of research, such as the ability to present and defend the results obtained orally, as well as in the form of scientific publications, the ability to visualize the results and maintain a scientific discussion. I think we have every reason to vote positively for conferment of the philosophy doctor degree in management on Chжао Хецзюнь. Thank you for having.
Thank you, Larisa Volodymyrivna. Tatiana Nikodimyevna, would you like to say something?
Yes, I would like to join the positive opinions of my colleagues and maybe to pay attention that the dissertation of Chžao Hецзюнь is an independent scientific work of the author. The scientific results, conclusions, and proposals submitted for defense are obtained by the author personally. It's also logically structured, and content reveals well to the subject of scientific research. Besides the main terms and the results of the dissertation research are disclosed by the author, the appropriate number of conferences and scientific seminars. Also, the scientific knowledge of the research results proposed in this study is the deepening of the personal management theory of Chinese vocational education institutions, and proposes scientific, reasonable, and practical strategies and suggestions for the innovation of the personal management systems Chinese vocational education institutions. It's also very important that the topic is the dissertation is connected with scientific researches of the Sumy National Agrarian University, in particular with the topic development of management in the context of international integration processes. And besides, the scientific provisions of the dissertation were also published in the appropriate scientific works, especially in the scientific papers, and two of them are published in the scientific journals which are indexed in Scopus, which is very important for the such level of scientific works as PhD work. And the dissertation is characterized by clear adherence to the structural and logical scheme of the research, and the correspondence of scientific results and the provisions issued for the protection of scientific novelty to set goal and the specific task of the research. Also, the dissertation student used a sufficient number of information sources from open databases, regulatory and legal literature, statistical and analytical materials. And the research results and authors' recommendations have been approved during the work, as I mentioned, of the international conferences. And all the above is evidence of the sufficient level of validity and reliability of the results of scientific research, conclusions, and proposals. That's why I believe that, including all above-mentioned arguments, that the dissertation is complete, original, and logical, contains valuable theoretical and applied scientific provisions, and presents systematic solutions, as well as recommendation to the level of practical application. And it deserves, it satisfies, correspond to the requirements of the specialty 073 management. for which the work is submitted for defense, and Chжао Хецзюнь deserves to be awarded the scientific title of the Doctor of Philosophy.
Thank you, dear colleagues, for your opinions and for your comments. And I also would like to say a few words about the dissertation Chжао Hецзюнь. The dissertation is devoted to the important issue of innovative system for personal management in Chinese vocational educational institutions. In the context to vocational education reform, it is crucial to improve the ability to manage personnel and the level of Chinese vocational educational institutions. The level of personal management determines the overall competitiveness of vocational educational institutions and is an important guarantee of its development. In the dissertation presented today, we were able to see the theoretical justification and practical application of effective personal management in vocational educational institutions through the involvement of an innovative development system. So the tasks were solved and the goal were achieved. As an advantage of the work, I want to admire that the author was able to identify excellent management opportunities for high-level management resource that can achieve sustainable development of vocational education. This will allow us to achieve a higher quality of functioning and development of vocational educational institution in China. I also consider the model of the structure of competences of heads of vocational education institutions to be interesting and scientifically grounded. The conducive survey of administrative staff for 6 different levels with an analysis of the current situation of the exciting management made it possible to offer solution to exciting problems which contribute to the future development of vocational education. The work encourages scientific discussion and opens up perspectives for the author's future research. In general, I want to admire the dissertation is written at an appropriate scientific level, has element of scientific innovations, practical applications, and reveals important aspects devoted to innovative system for personal management in Chinese vocational education institutions. It will contribute to a better understanding, evaluation, and analysis of the system for personal management at the Chinese university. So the author of the work deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 73 management. Does anyone else want to speak? Okay, if there are no objections, I suggest ending the discussion and to give possibility for giving some words to a scientific tutor. Professor Natalia Steinetz, Doctor of Science in Economics, you are welcome.
Thank you. I'm supervisor. I am for dessert. Yeah, dear colleagues, if be honest, I am very grateful to all of you helping me to complete the dissertation defense process. How's Heyjun? He been my PhD student last 4 years, and if be honest, I am also pleasure to work with Chžao. I am very impressed by the fact that he's very smart, responsibility, and he did all perfectly, determination to success, capacity to work autonomously, and he knows what he wants. I hope this certificate of PhD will bring careers growth and scientific recognition among the scientific community of China. Thank you.
Thank you. So, dear colleagues, нами попередньо було розроблено проект рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради. Дозвольте його зачитати. Спеціалізована вчена рада Сумського національного аграрного університету, Міністерства освіти і науки України, міста Суми прийняла рішення про присудження ступеня доктора філософії з галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування на підставі прилюдного захисту дисертації на тему Innovative System for Personal Management in Chinese Vocational Educational Institutions. Інноваційна система управління персоналом у китайських закладах професійної освіти за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Чжао Хецзюнь, 1972 року народження, громадянин Китайської Народної Республіки, освіта вища, закінчив у 2019 році Хін'янський інститут науки і технологій міста Хін'янь, Китайська Народна Республіка, за спеціальністю інформатизація сільського господарства. Аспірантуру закінчив у 2023 році Сумський національний аграрний університет, Міністерство освіти і науки України, місто Суми. Дисертацію виконано у Сумському національному аграрному університеті, Міністерства освіти і науки України, місто Суми. Науковий керівник Стоянець Наталія Валерівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри менеджменту імені професора Михайлової Сумського національного аграрного університету. Здобувач має 13 наукових праць, з них 5 статей у фахових наукових виданнях України, усі включені в міжнародні наукометричні бази даних. 2 статті опубліковано в наукових періодичних виданнях Організації економічного співробітництва та розвитку країн, які включені до науково-методичної бази даних Scopus. 1 розділ монографії, 5 тез в матеріалах наукових конференцій. Отже, переходимо до процедури відкритого голосування. Прошу членів спеціалізованої вченої ради проголосувати і озвучити рішення щодо присудження Чжао Хецзюнь ступеня доктора філософії зі спеціальності 073 менеджмент. Отже, висловлюємо свою думку, озвучуємо її. Харченко Тетяна Миколаївна.
Я голосую за рішення.
Могильна Людмила Миколаївна.
Голосую за присудження наукового ступеня доктора філософії зі спеціальності 073 менеджмент Чжао Хецзюнь.
Дякую. Шаульська Лариса Володимирівна.
Також підтримую рішення щодо присудження ступеню доктора філософії дисертанту. Голосую за.
Дякую. Шкода Тетяна Никодимівна.
Так само голосую за присудження ступеня доктора філософії дисертанту Чжао Хецзюнь.
Дякую. І я, Ніфатова Олена Михайлівна, також голосую за присудження ступеня доктора філософії Чжао Хецзюнь. Так, отже, проти немає, 5 голосів за. На підставі результатів відкритого голосування спеціалізована вчена рада присуджує Чжао Хецзюнь ступінь доктора філософії з галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Чи є зауваження щодо рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради?
Немає.
Зауважень немає. Дозвольте привітати Чжао Хецзюнь з успішним захистом дисертації. Let me congratulate Chжао Хецзюнь on a successful defense. On the Specialized Academic Council has awarded you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Specialty 73 Management. So we congratulate you, Chжао Хецзюнь. You can say some words if you want, please. You're welcome. Chжао Хецзюнь.
Okay. Thank you very much for your help. Experts and professor, thank you very much for your guidance. I will complete my work more seriously. I also want to thank Sumy National Agrarian University, my supervisor, Professor Natalia, and Ukraine for providing me with such a wonderful learning experience. Thank you again. Thank you.
You're welcome. На цьому засідання спеціалізованої вченої